Little is known about the link between Aboriginal activism and art in New South Wales. Now a unique and daring exhibition has pulled together some of the most important political artworks produced by the state's leading Aboriginal artists and put them in one room for the public to see. Caro Meldrum-Hanna reports.
Everything I've done in life today is through life's experience that I can talk about, you know. And although I say we can't live in the past, you know, we have to keep moving on, but you don't forget what happened in the past.
Elaine Russell has been painting about her past for more than 4 decades.
The paintings I do is just experiences that I had as a child, and I could remember things, you know, like that.
Here in her studio in the inner-city suburb of Glebe, Elaine Russell draws on her memories of a bittersweet childhood lived out on Aboriginal missions like this one. Her paintings are an intimate record, seen through the eyes of a child, of what life was like for Aboriginal Australians in New South Wales in the 1940s and 50s.
Like I said, I was only a kid when I went to this mission. I didn't understand all about why all these places were out, right out of town, you know, but all was on the banks of a river, so we could have water and things like that, you know.
At first glance, Elaine Russell's paintings suggest a happy and innocent childhood. But this childlike naivety on canvas masks a painful reality and a lasting sorrow. Mission life was unforgiving and oppressive, based on a system of punishment designed to erase Aboriginal culture.
If we had to hold our hands out like this, and if we had dirt under our nails, we get caned across the knuckles, right across there, not this way, but across that way.
Elaine Russell wasn't allowed to speak her Aboriginal language, and the authorities paid frequent visits. Each time, a child would vanish from the mission, never to be seen again.
It always looks like people in authority, and you always remember big black cars, you know, things like that. We realised that that black car, not danger, but, you know, it was something that strangers, you know, like they could come and take you away, but so we just automatically went and hid.
Now a renowned artist, some of Elaine Russell's paintings are on show in an ambitious exhibition due to open next week at the University of Sydney Art Gallery. Freedom Riders, Art and Activism is a diverse collection of groundbreaking artworks, each capturing pivotal moments of Aboriginal activism in New South Wales.
It's about challenging what people expect Aboriginal art to see. So this exhibition puts together works that are definitely Aboriginal arts, but that branch out in ways and branch out into areas that are completely different to what audiences might expect to see when they see an Aboriginal art exhibition.
The inspiration for the exhibition sprang from this portrait of Aboriginal activist Charlie Perkins, the first Aboriginal Australian to graduate from a university.
Their experiences growing up before 1967 and the referendum which recognised the rights of Aboriginal people were hugely influential in so many other aspects of their life. It left a real legacy of wanting to be heard, of wanting to speak up for injustice.
In 1965, Charlie Perkins made headlines when he and a group of students from the University of Sydney launched the Freedom Ride, boarding a bus and setting off to campaign against racial discrimination in the country towns of New South Wales.
The confrontations that took place in the Moree pools is a real watershed moment for a lot of Aboriginal activists in New South Wales, and it was the first time on TV screens that they actually saw resistance. They saw Aboriginal people and non-Aboriginal people standing together to challenge authorities in a regional town. It's hugely significant, and I think it fuels a lot of the activism in a lot of the other artists' artworks.
Other artists featured in the exhibition are inspired by more recent events. In 2004, the inner Sydney suburb of Redfern exploded into a full-blown race riot, sparked by the death of 17-year-old TJ Hickey and the role police may have played.
That's what came out of my feelings, and that's the image that we see, which shows the kind of urbanised Koori kid in his Souths, Rabbitohs kind of gear, but in the desert, acting on behalf of the mob here in terms of protesting. And he's kind of nailed the police Alsatian with, instead of a spear, a syringe. So it's also commenting on the way drugs have played a part on the block and in other parts of Redfern.
Born and raised in Western Sydney, Adam Hill has been painting in Redfern for the past 4 years.
Let's face it, Redfern's just one big mission itself, in the sense that, you know, people are still contained. It's very hard to strive forth with a voice here.
Another contemporary standout in the collection is Heat by Christian Thompson, featuring the 3 granddaughters of the late Charlie Perkins in an evocative video installation linking past to present.
Quite a lot of the artists, especially the older ones, tell me in their younger years they wouldn't have dreamed of having art exhibitions or putting their opinions in such a public forum in the community, just because of the backlash of people who didn't agree with what their ideas and what they thought.
I mean, not that I set out to achieve a lot of stuff, but a lot of things has happened, you know, about where your paintings are in the biggest galleries in Australia, and a stamp was made out of one of my artwork and gone overseas, you know, things. So it was not too bad for someone who was never educated but I could still talk about it, you know.
That exhibition at the University of Sydney opens this Sunday.